Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Three of Pentacles to start us out. All right, that's good. There's a lot of understanding here about the work that is required, right? And that's interesting. Let's put it into some context. Oh, there's an Ace of Pentacles. All right. Huh. Some Tower energy. All right. Let's see. Oh, but we end with an Empress. This is interesting. This is kind of, yeah. The Fool and the Tower kind of are getting me. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to set it here. We're going to put Mr. Ed right there on top. Now, that card we're not going to look at until the very end. And hopefully it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you get an idea or a sense of what that card is, leave a comment in the comment section. Okay? I'm trying to make this more interactive. I am trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, if we can collectively tap into intuition, tap into spirit, and discern what that card is. Okay, but first let's look at what we've got going on. We've got major, major, major. This could be something that's telling us that, look, in order to have the kind of best success that we want, to have all this love and joy and beauty, we have to tear down something, right? Maybe we have to start fresh by breaking through what's not working for us anymore, right? We've got some fire energy. We've got quite a bit of fire energy, actually, right here. Don't have any water energy. We've got very little air energy. And we've got, again, quite a bit of the earth energy. I like that we have fire and earth, but I wonder if in this case, with the 5 and the Tower, right? I wonder if we're working on building something, but there's some force, there's some active opposition to our work. It's like we understand what is required here. We understand how to create this thing. We're trying to start something maybe. But I feel like we're getting some kind of opposition. Let's talk about this 5. 5 of Wands, fighting, strife, friction, anger. I feel like this is in yesterday's energy. So this is something that has already happened that I think is influencing you now. It still has, something still has its claws in your situation, okay? And the fact that there's really no other court card here except for this Taurus energy, but this is kind of the builder, though. So I don't know if this is involving a Taurus person. It might be. Maybe. I feel like somebody is actively working against you. I feel as if somebody is trying to prevent you from starting something, preventing you from maybe going out on this fool journey. I get the sense of some sort of like active resistance here. Yeah. that somebody is, I don't know if is somebody trying to stop you from starting whatever this new thing is, right? We had Ace of Pentacles. Are you starting a new business? Are you starting a new path? Are you breaking away from something and going out on your own somewhere? At work, at school, at home, whatever. I feel like somebody is kind of grabbing at your heels, trying to tug at your pants to get you to stay, right? They don't want you to go on your own. It could be a part of yourself, sure. The Five of Wands could be a part of yourself that is trying to hold you back, trying to literally grab your bottom of your shirt or something and hold you down. Because maybe what you're doing doesn't involve them, right? Maybe your independence, we see this is a lot. This, just with the Fool and the Ace here, just with these two, this is a really big deal for you. And I feel like this is kind of a personal, solo kind of thing. This is something that's just for you. It may ultimately lead to a greater experience of the whole, right? A greater appreciation of your environment, your family, yourself, your world, the universe, and all this. But I feel like this is an adventure that you're kind of going out on your own. I feel like this is very good for you, but I feel horizontally, someone is threatened by it. Someone doesn't see the benefit of this, and they think maybe that you are leaving, that you are breaking away from them, that you are, maybe they feel that you're destroying something that you two have built together. Maybe it is a Taurus person. I feel like you have built something with someone, and what your intentions are right now, which I feel like you have to do for your own peace of mind. I feel like this is threatening to this person. Okay, so I feel like they're trying to, convince you, let's say, even though we don't have any air energy except for the Fool and the Four of Swords. I don't feel like they're trying to convince you not to go. I feel like they're just kind of mad that you're going, right? They're mad that you're doing this. It could be coworker, it could be your boss, it could be anything, a best friend. Maybe you're kind of choosing to go your own direction, right? Maybe you are leaving someone behind because that is what we've decided is right for you. You understand the sacrifices that need to be made for you to construct whatever this is going to be. This is the first brick in this new building. This is the first step on the path. But you understand how many steps it's going to take. You understand what's going to be required of you. The blood, sweat, and tears, the sacrifices, right? You're not a fool, right? When we get the Fool card on this channel, what I'm going to start doing, anytime we start talking about the Fool, I'm going to consult the I Ching. Because I always see the Fool as being, is it a fool or is it a sage? Right? Is this the smartest thing you've ever done or the dumbest thing you've ever done? Right? But I wonder if that's kind of how you're looking at it. If you're thinking, God, is this the right move? I feel like you're starting to make this break, this split. You're starting to go in this new direction. We're maybe having a little bit of doubts. Thinking, am I smart or am I a fool? Am I a sage? So let's consult the I Ching, right? So we've got our 64 hexagram cards here, and this encapsulates the wisdom of the ancient Chinese sages and their connection with source, with spirit. And this is not the traditional way of casting a hexagram. This one is upside down. We're going to put everything right side up. This isn't the traditional way of casting a hexagram, but we're going to do it anyway. And let's just see what that Fool is doing. Let's see what the advice is for that Fool. Or that sage, possibly. Right? There, that seems about right. 3. Interesting, we get a number 3, which is We already have a 3. So that's already a nice synchronicity. And the card says sprouting, right? The 3 is sprouting. From the source, creating success. Constancy bears fruit. Don't use this to have a direction to go. Fruitful to establish feudal lords. Okay, well, I mean, some of the language is obviously not from modern times. But this is very interesting. Let's read the text on the back. It says, like a plant putting out roots in all directions, the inner life reaches out into the world, experiencing resistance for the first time. Interesting. Because I feel like that's kind of what we're doing with the Fool. Maybe this is the beginning of things, right? Because this is a 3, sprouting. Things are just getting started, right? It's just starting to sprout. You might not be exactly sure what you're doing, where you're going, or exactly how to go about it. I said there is an understanding of the work that's involved and what's required of you. But maybe the specific direction, the coordinates, we have the 4 of Swords underneath everything. Maybe the coordinates aren't exactly, settled on yet. Okay, there's a confirmation from my cat upstairs knocking things over. So let's see. Experiencing resistance, right? That's another thing, the sprout. As you're trying to go forward in your life in this new direction, you're trying to grow, you're trying to kind of just get everything together and discover the path, you're meeting with resistance, like that new sprout out of the ground, right? The creative drive of heaven and earth joins together and grows, bursting with life and desire to fulfill. It's too early to limit possibilities. So strengthen your resolve and gather support, human or otherwise, to help expand your awareness and influence. The questions that it has on the back, it says, what is beginning, right? So that's the Ace of Pentacles. What are we starting, right? And what is that first step? Where is the growing center, and where can you find help for it? Okay. So we're going to take that into consideration when we look at this Fool energy, right? It's too early to limit the possibilities. See, the Fool is limitless. It's pure air, pure expansion. I say this all the time with the Fool. Doesn't really know where it's going, doesn't care, has no self-awareness, just wants to go out and expand and experience everything, good or bad, has no concern for consequences or other people. It's kind of an inconsiderate card, an inconsiderate energy, right? And so this says that it's too early to limit possibilities. This is the limit. We're taking this infinite expansive air energy and we're giving it a 4. We're putting it into a structure. We are containing it, putting it in a box, giving it a specific bullseye, right? A specific crosshairs here. So these two are obvious kind of opposites. Limitless, and this is limiting, right? So the E is saying it's too early to really worry about finding the exact direction that you're going. It's okay to kind of just get started. You understand the difficulties. You understand that this is, there's difficulty at the beginning, which I'm pretty sure is another title for the 3. The third hexagram, I think, is the difficulty at the beginning. When you first start, you've got a lot of resistance, right? The sprout that's first coming through the soil has to, really has to work hard at the beginning to get things really growing. And well, we could have this tower energy as this little sprout kind of getting through the soil here, right? We're getting past those initial difficulties. We're breaking free into the daylight, into the truth, into the sun, into the freedom. And this might be the 5 here. This might be the strength and resolve that you need in order to get started. Right? I still feel like there is some resistance here, that the ground that we're having to break through, that we need this strength, we need this resolve, because there are forces that are trying to prevent us from doing this, right? Could be a Taurus person, it could be just some established energy within yourself or in your environment that just doesn't want to see you go, right? So I think this hexagram fits perfectly into the reading that we have, fits perfectly in with these cards, right? So it says that we have to gather support too. And I think that might be what we're talking about here with this Six of Wands, okay? Now the Six of Wands is a card, it's in the position of the environment, right? This is the timing, this is the environment, this is the card of victory. This is the card that overcomes the challenge, right? There is this difficulty at the beginning, right? The sprout has to make it through the topsoil to get out into freedom and grow freely. We need to be victorious over this resistance, if this coming from a Taurus person or from the environment or from your employer or whatever, or from yourself. The victory here is not, it's not a solo victory, right? If we look at the image on the Rider-Waite-Smith Six of Wands, it shows somebody on horseback kind of in a parade, right, being celebrated. So there's this idea, since this is in the environment, it is, yes, maybe victory over that part of the environment that is holding us down. But this is also a card that is cooperative. This is, if I win, everybody wins, right? That my victory is a victory for everyone. So this is kind of what the card's talking about here, gather support, human or otherwise. So these are all wands that support each other. When I win, you win. When you win, I win. And collectively, we can rise. So I like this. And I think that this is definitely creating allies, friends, family, forces within yourself, your own, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, whatever energy is there for you. This is activating that support system. Okay. And I think this is very important. We have also the card of this is the card of resolve. This is the Nine of Wands. So more than it being this, I think this is the beginning, right? This is you kind of making the decision, taking responsibility, taking action, saying, yes, I'm doing this, whatever it turns out to be. I'm not sure yet, but I'm doing it. We're doing it of sound mind and body, right? Fully aware of the implications. And this is then the initial resistance. I think this is the strength and the resolve that we're gathering. The key word for this card is strength, right? This is what we need. And this is our commitment. This is the energy that says, even if you start feeling defeated, even if in your heart you're kind of like exhausted, from the difficulty, from the challenges, from the difficulty at the beginning, which again I think is, if I remember correctly, another name for this hexagram. Despite it being difficult on our hearts to do this, you're going forward, right? As worn out as you might be, you're sticking with it. Even if somebody is pleading with you and begging you and crying and sobbing, for you not to go and do this, you're doing it. You don't mean any harm. You don't mean to, you're not trying to hurt anyone. But this is something that you obviously need to do for yourself. And the hexagram is even asking, what is beginning here? What is it that's so important to you that you're doing this, that you're taking this first step, that you're willing to go through all of this difficulty, right? So where is the growing center, and where can you find help for it? Well, I think that we have the growing center here. This is the seed, and this is the seed sprouting, right? An ace, 2, a 3, we're starting to sprout. And over here is where we are finding the help and the support for it. Now, maybe I have it wrong. Maybe the Taurus person is not the difficulty. That's not the resistance. Maybe the Taurus is part of this, the growing support, right? Gathering support, human or otherwise. Maybe that's what this Taurus energy is all about. Yeah. Now, I notice we don't have any water energy here, right? And Pisces, obviously, you're a water sign, but your opposite sign is Virgo, right? Earth energy. We need that practical, hardworking Virgo energy, right? Not our kind of sensitive, emotional side. Not even our really intuitive side here. We just need to do it. We need to not be swayed emotionally. We need to not yield to any appeals to our emotion. We just need to work hard. So maybe we need the earth energy. And while this is the Taurus energy, not Virgo energy, this is still some earth, right? So maybe this is here to suggest that you really need to invoke this, your kind of earthy opposite. It might be a Taurus person in your life that is kind of on your team here, rather than working against you. Maybe I had it wrong at the beginning. Maybe we're not sure where the resistance is coming from. It could be many things, right? As soon as you start following your will, a lot of the forces of the world will try to work against you to prevent you from awakening, right? Certain elements in our world want you to stay asleep. And when you start struggling to wake up, those forces are going to get nervous and they're going to try to keep you asleep. But what we see in the future, look at that eye, wide awake. Wide awake, speaking your truth. We have an eye, we have that mouth there. So whatever you're doing, I think, is part of this process of awakening for you. Okay, and the resistance, I think, is the world trying to keep you asleep. It seems like that's kind of where we're going here. Empress energy at the end. Well, this is talking about the absolute success of what you're doing, right? It's not the tower. The tower's not, we're not trying to destroy anything or tear anything down. It may feel like that when we open our eyes, when the scales fall from our eyes, when we awaken to the truth, to our spirit, to reality. It may feel like things have been disrupted. But what we're really doing is creating love and beauty and joy. Right? This is the card of creation. As much as this might be destruction, this is love and creation. Okay, beauty, abundance. This is the real goal here, right? Not the tower. The tower might just be breaking through that soil, opening our eyes for the first time, right? Let's look at the mystery card now. I really do like those I Ching cards. Now, for the mystery card, this is where I'm going to leave the camera on the overhead so you can connect with the energies, connect with the images, and let's try to collectively raise our vibrations, tap into our intuition, and discern this mystery card. What do we think it's going to be? If you don't want to play along, that's fine too. But if you do, pause the video right now and leave a comment in the comment section. Okay? I'll see if I can get a sense of what this is. I did just get a flash of a card. But I don't quite understand it. I got a flash of the High Priestess energy, of the image from the High Priestess card. And that might just be kind of indicating to us that this is kind of a divine mission, that this is your spiritual destiny, right? It might be a confirmation from Spirit that you're on the right path, that this is what you're meant to do, right? Even though we may not know exactly what the details are, it's not yet time for us to limit the possibilities, but we know we have to start waking up. We have to start sprouting, right? Yeah, so I'm thinking the High Priestess energy. I don't know why, but I got that image. Yeah, High Priestess. I think this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I think you're going to be receiving confirmation maybe in the next couple of days through either dreams or spiritual experiences, religious experiences, in a meditative state or something like this, you're gonna get confirmation, synchronicities. There's gonna be a sign. There's gonna be a message for you that you're on the right path. Okay. Very intense. Very intense. We're going to do an extended reading too, Pisces. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the description box there. New Pisces readings come out every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Yeah. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. That helps out the algorithm, and that in turn helps out the channel. And I appreciate that. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.